My people, we need to pray. Oh. I know I joke a lot, but this one, I'm actually serious. Today is not about making fun of anybody, but I have sources in London who have confirmed that the Nigerian Senate President Godswill Akpabio is presently on admission at a London hospital, allegedly for emergency medical care. According to sources, the man collapsed again, and they don't even know exactly what it is yet. So please, this is not the time to make fun of him. No matter what you think of him, anybody can have health challenges. So I'm hoping that you guys will please say a prayer for his quick recovery. You know, a similar thing happened in December of 2023, 2 years ago. The man collapsed after his 61st birthday celebration. They went after anybody that reported about it that time. They released press statements that he didn't collapse, he just had malaria. Even himself held a press conference after just to convince Nigerians that he didn't collapse or have any medical emergency. That he said that he was just stressed that day and exhausted, that he didn't drink enough water. But you know, apart from that incident, people have been circulating videos of him walking slowly, using a walking stick, leaning on people. So Nigerians know that all is not well in paradise. However, I'm personally pained that they had to fly him all the way to London. You know, that 5 hours flight or 6 hours flight from Abuja to London is enough to do an emergency surgery if he needed a surgery ASAP instead of flying him out of the country. I honestly cannot wrap my head around exactly why our leaders don't build good hospitals for us, or at least equip the hospitals that we have with world-class equipment. Because when they go abroad like that, sometimes it is still Nigerian doctors that treat them. No, so. And every year we claim to be spending so much money on the president's clinic, the presidential clinic at Aso Rock. Just between 2015 and last year, 2024, more than 17 billion naira was spent on Aso Rock Clinic. That's about $12 million. And then when the Senate president collapsed again, why couldn't he be treated there? If he cannot be treated at that Aso Rock Clinic, please, exactly what are we spending money on at that clinic? When we beg these people to do the right thing, to develop the country, they think that it's just for us. And they think that not doing it is only hurting us. It's hurting you too. It's hurting you too. I mean, since the last time that this man collapsed, 2 years, is more than enough time to build a badass hospital in Nigeria, or to equip at least a few hospitals with world-class equipment. But you know, we won't go into all that today. Let's just pray for his quick recovery. Now, dear Senate President, if you ever happen to see this video, we're all praying for you on the mountain of fire. But after you get well, because we are trusting God that you will recover, let that be a motivation for you to champion equipping the hospitals that we have with world-class equipment, building new hospitals. This should ginger your spirit to want to make sure that healthcare is accessible easily for everybody. Bring London to Nigeria. Anywhere you go, bring Germany, wherever it is that you go for treatment, bring it to Nigeria. That would be a great legacy for you. Anyways, we are praying for you on the mountain of fire.
Hello, everyone. So I'm just looking at, you've watched that video, right? And in my head, I'm like, what are we going to be praying for? Okay. And I get her. You know, like Adiola, like, which is the normal, that's the normal reaction. Someone is sick, you feel for the person, you feel it, because we're all humans. And whatever that person is going through, you are not more than having that or even worse than that. So we are all humans, we are all susceptible. But what are we going to be praying for when the person who is sick has not told you that he's sick? And it's not about gloating or whatever. You have an office, a Senate president cannot be sick, and you are hiding it. Akpabio has not looked well in a very long time. Nobody, it's not about whether somebody needs to say that, oh, the fact that they said that you were sick and you had to be doing media, whether they say they were catching people, they were doing something to people. You see, okay, doesn't he look sick? Does he need anybody to tell him that he looks sick? that you now be, it's not because an issue you are coming out to do press conference. The fact you're coming out to do press conference, that shows there's something wrong. Because if there's something wrong, you know that, oh, I'm healthy anyway. Whatever people say, they see you getting this thing. I remember seeing a video some time ago of Akpabio, and he was shuffling. Every other person they now had to slow down. He was going for an event. You could see like someone who has had a stroke or a mini stroke or something. One part was a little bit stiff. He was, struggling with it and stuff like that. And they're still lying. So what are we going to be praying for? This for me is one thing that I can't even do. I remember when Buhari was sick and they were lying. I did a video of that at that time, 2017. I said Buhari needed to resign. If I think that was one of those times that people really wanted to kill me. Because I have sisters. I have 3 sisters that we look alike. For people who don't know us, they don't know who is who. They always can't differentiate us. One of them that lived in Kano, her husband had to tell her to start wearing niqab, that face covering, so that they're not going to mistake her for Aisha Yusufu. And because sometimes there are people who even argue with them. Like I remember there was a time my sister, someone was like, she was like, it's not Aisha. She had to put that person on the phone. I had to speak to that person. Even after speaking to that person on the phone, the person said, I go like, no, I'm not the one. That's how, but that was in 2017 when I called for Buhari's resignation. Then all of a sudden, Buhari comes back and they are saying that, that he's where people should thank. I said, thank for what? The person that did not tell us that you're sick. I just think that is the most disrespectful thing to God you will do, that you're sick and then you're lying that you're not sick and stuff like that. What the heck is that? Who are you doing whatever for? So here now I'm looking at what prayers are we going to be? Pray for what? Pray for who has not even told us that they're sick. Sickness, like I said, like sickness is, anybody can be sick. It doesn't, death and sickness, they don't even come. You can be sick for a very long time. You will outlive the people that have not even seen sickness. That's the thing about. I have my fair share of sicknesses. I've been sick, I was sick. Of course, as you grow older, there are sicknesses that are going to come. Most of them, I don't talk about them. I don't make them public. I'm a private citizen. If tomorrow I'm not a private citizen, then it's mandatory on me to put out the things that are going to affect the work that I do. It's not as if, you had malaria, or you had this, and then, you put a bet. When they're the ones that are affecting, especially when you're holding such an office like the Senate President, office of the Senate President, that's a whole lot. Or if that you're holding office of President, Governor, those are critical things that you have to make your sickness know. If you need to take a moment out, take a moment, empower you. That's why you have deputies. These are the reasons why there are deputies in everything that is being done. Put that person, let that person, get into office. Otherwise, come out and say, okay, you either resign or step down from that road. But they don't want to do any of this. They still want to stay in. They're hiding it. They're doing everything to keep themselves, either. You can literally see the person is withering away, but they're looking us in the face and lying. You see when leaders from the Western countries, they have something, they are very open about it, transparent about it. They are accountable with their health. They tell you what hospital they are going to, what procedure that is going to be done at the time that it's going to be done. When they do it, they come out and tell you this. If they need to take a little bit of break, they do it. They do their health checks and they put it out. That is what transparent leadership should be all about. But what we have here are people who are lying through their teeth, people who are denying that there's anything, and a whole lot of craziness that is going on. I actually don't even know what I'm going to be praying for somebody that did Akpabio tell any of us that is sick? Did Akpabio tell us that he's sick? We'll pray for him. The way we'll also want for people to pray for us when we're sick. Until then, thank you for watching.